We have now reached the land of extreme. Extreme Rules is on Peacock and the WWE Network tonight. But this afternoon, we've got ourselves yet another trivia battle for that Sportskeeda Trivia Federation Championship. Tonight is not for the title. Today is not for the title. It's actually a number one contenders match. We got a returning person who didn't quite fare so well at SummerSlam against a newcomer, an upstart. The winner gets Rick Ucchino next, but let's see what happens. Welcome to the Extreme Rules Trivia Challenge.
Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out!
Happy Sunday to everybody here. Happy Extreme Rules Day. I'm your host, Jeremy Bennett. You can find me on the Twitter at JBHuskers. We have got ourselves a number one contenders match here today for the what I've called the Sportskeeda Trivia Federation title. We got in one corner a newcomer, Mr. Sid, Mr. SP3. You find him on Friday nights with Smack Talk, Dutch Mantel, Rick Ucchino. Sid, introduce yourself. How you doing today, man?
It is me, your True Hill Phenom SP3. I am in the place to be to get extreme. I am here to defeat a worthy challenger, a former champion of yours. I am the only member of the Sportskeeda Wrestling YouTube channel that's been on Quizzlemania. I just want to mention that. I'm the only member of the Sportskeeda Wrestling YouTube channel that has won the Talk Sport quiz and trivia hosted by Alex McCarthy in the UK. So I am here to bring up the prestige of this number one contenders match, to bring up the prestige of the title when I defeat Rick Ucchino. So, Kev, get ready for the SmackDown.
Ooh. Some shots fired. Some shots fired from the...
That's adorable.
That's
adorable.
The new man.
That little dance you did.
The new man.
You said. The little...
The new man.
That's for you. That's really not for me or anyone watching.
The new man in the Federation... throwing some shots. We got ourselves in the other corner.
It's adorable.
Literally in the corner if you see his backdrop.
Yeah. Listen.
Kev Kellum.
Yeah. I know who I am.
Yourself.
They know who I am.
Oh.
Okay. I'm here every weekday, pounding the digital pavement, and I got liars and cheats from New York City and Cincinnati and beyond saying my name like it's a punchline. I'm the comedian. I say the jokes. I'm not the joke.
Oh,
Sick of it.
Woo!
I just have one question. Where is his Vince name tag? You know, Vince gonna be very mad when he sees this.
Tell me more.
When he sees this, and he's not wearing his uniform, he's not wearing his Vince McMahon uniform.
What is a Vince McMahon uniform, by the way?
I don't know. I don't know what type of jacket
Are you doing
he's
the
wearing.
Stream from Tony Khan's jacuzzi right now?
I don't know. I could have. I could have, but I didn't want to. I didn't want to humble flex on you like that. So I'm here in my regular boot.
Let us know in the chat who you're rooting for. Are you rooting for the upstart?
The perfect
SP3. Are you rooting for SP3, the upstart, new to the Federation? Or are you rooting for the vet who has competed in our very first trivia challenge against Jose? Jose is coming back, by the way, eventually. We may have we may have a four-way dance down the line. You never know. But we're gonna have a little fun. We're gonna have a little fun come Survivor Series time.
Yeah, we got Survivor Series tonight. We have Extreme Rules tonight. We have Survivor Series in a little while here.
A little while.
So we're gonna Extreme Rules. Are we doing 6 p.m.?
We are going 7 Central, 8 Eastern, and kickoff show. I don't think they're going to change the format of the kickoff show. So probably 6 Central, 7 Eastern, hour-long kickoff show.
Have they confirmed the match for the kickoff tonight?
I don't believe yet.
I don't mind that. I don't mind that because it's a kickoff show, right?
Well, there's only 6 matches on the card right now as we speak. So,
and you have some big names not on the show, you know.
Yeah.
So like, you could see Randy Orton in the kickoff tonight, which would be crazy.
Nothing further announced. What before we get into the trivia, first off, Sid, what are you looking forward to most in Extreme Rules tonight?
I'm looking forward to Becky and Bianca. Although the feud, like you've seen on Smack Talk, I'm very confused on who's the face and who's the heel in this storyline.
It's still interesting, though. It's still interesting.
I think the ladies are going to perform very well. Becky always performs in the big matches. Bianca is a big match performer herself, and they didn't get the opportunity to do that at SummerSlam, so they're going to do it here.
Kev, what are you looking forward to the most here tonight?
I really SmackDown Friday night was kind of all over the place. There was some good stuff. There was some off stuff. There was nothing like completely bad, but I really enjoyed the ending. I really, really enjoyed the ending of the show. It felt like the right go home. Oh wow, the champion's reeling, and look at the baby face sending them running, right? And you want that, and there's a standard ending you can hit, and there's a way to do it, and it doesn't hit. But it hit this week. Montez Ford had a great ascension as a single star, and I really, really enjoyed his match. And they had challenges with the table breaking it wasn't supposed to break, and they rolled with it, and you just get those challenges that come at you that are not supposed to happen. He did fine. Even in the submission loss, he looked great, and I loved the ending, the lights out, the demons there. That's what you want. You want the surprise dark superhero character you get out of the ballot. And he did that perfect shot where they had him leap off of the ring post onto the bloodline. It was perfect. It is standard fun wrestling storytelling. Now, does this mean he takes the belt off Reigns? I don't know, but I'm on board for it. This is the way you bring out the demon. Like they've done the demon right here, in this circumstance.
Acknowledge me. I predicted on my cheap plug here. I predicted on my podcast Lost in the Mid Card. I predicted Balor to win, but then I saw WWE Booking 101 happen on SmackDown where Balor got the upper hand. So now I don't feel like he's gonna win. So
this is why I do my podcast on Saturdays after the build is over, so I can make my predictions.
Well,
correct.
We record on Wednesdays, so there's not much we can do about that. And so we got to roll with what we got after Wednesday.
It's a 24/7 news cycle.
Right?
Like it's
right?
like never ends for us.
Right.
So
I'm looking forward. I'm looking forward to the main event probably the most, just because it's got a lot of intrigue, a lot of interest. Like we have in the chat, Pratik here. Do we see Brock Lesnar? I don't know. If he's there, I don't know. I've not heard. Maybe they're keeping him a secret. Maybe they're keeping him a surprise. It's interesting. Drew says he's not there tonight. So
he's only been doing like these angles where he comes out and he wrecks somebody and cuts a promo, and it's intriguing. He has confirmed to have this match coming up at Crown Jewel against Roman Reigns. So title or no title, he's getting Reigns at the next pay-per-view.
Yeah, so he doesn't really have,
and it also, in terms of title matches now for Reigns, this is even more than WrestleMania. I think his title is in more danger here than it's ever been, because it's Extreme Rules, it's no DQ. That allows the bloodline to get involved, but that allows Lesnar to walk out and get involved in this. So it does open the window storyline wise what they want to do. If they want to be crazy and throw a bunch of things in one match with a lot of interference, that's part of the rules. Like that's part of the match. So I'm enjoying what's going to happen next, keep you on your toes elements, while also having this elevated version of Finn Balor at Reigns. And Reigns is the best heel, the best villain right now to watch. He's so interesting. Like him just saying, get me a match with Montez Ford. Like I want it. I want you to break him. That was awesome. I love
Paul. Why are you still here?
Why are you still here, Paul?
Then he called him Wise Man. He calls him Wise Man now.
Yeah,
Wise Man. What you
say? I
like
know.
Women, baby girl, come on, baby girl.
I know. I mean, if you've watched the product, Montez Ford is a future star, and I think last night was the beginning of that. And he showed up and did a tremendous job in the main event. He did everything he was supposed to do in that moment, and so I'm very happy for him because he is going to be one of those those Seth Rollins type wrestlers as a singles wrestler in the future, going to be one of those best wrestlers in the company type of deals. I fully believe that. I've thought that all along ever since I've seen him in the ring. So very happy for Tez. All right. We got ourselves predict in the chat who you think is going to win, the newcomer, the upstart, SP3, or the veteran, Kev Callum. Let us know in the chat who you think is going to win. Share the link. Give us a little thumbs up, Ski. Give us a subscribe on the YouTube if you haven't already. We have crossed officially 21,000 now, gentlemen. We went from 20 to 21 pretty quick. Let's get it to 25. Let's go to 25, baby.
Let's do it. Let's do it, baby.
We got ourselves a little bit of trivia ski. Same format as always. If you've tuned into one of our shows before, we've got 5 rounds of 5 questions. If you got to let me finish the question. That's the new rule there. Let me finish the old Jeopardy rule. You gotta let Trebek finish the question before you can answer. For the newbie Sid, basically a verbal buzzer. Kev, example of ringing in,
Kevin.
or ding ding ding
Ding ding ding.
or something like that, Sid. Any kind of verbal buzzer. If it's too close to call, we got our guy in the zebra stripes in the chat, Mike, our social media guy. He is on there. He is he's the one talking at Sportskeeda Wrestling in the chat there. He will be our referee if we need a referee. We have 5 rounds of 5 questions. Each round has a specific theme to it. The very first one is going to be Extreme Rules pay-per-views, because of course Extreme Rules is tonight. But we are not only tying trivia to Extreme Rules pay-per-views, we're going to the whole land of Extreme, baby. Round 2 is going to be about ECW One Night Stand.
Cool.
That is going to be the second of the categories. Third, just a
show.
random.
If you've never seen it, you need to see it. That is like a must. You must go and watch that.
The
show.
energy behind that show.
The first one, yeah.
Yeah. The
second
energy
one was fun, but the
second
first
one was good. But the first one was
Yeah.
magical.
Yeah.
Was magical. I mean, just the we got one of the most iconic signs in WWE history. If John Cena wins, we riot. JBL getting booed out of the building. There's just so many. Like you couldn't even hear him talk. He was getting booed so loudly. It was great. Round 3, just random hardcore trivia. It's just anything that we can think of, we're gonna throw at you. Round 4, the land of extreme itself, original ECW trivia, and in the 5th and final round, WWECW trivia. So those are your 5 categories. Basically, we're gonna.
What is this?
We get.
What is going on here?
We're about to start this run-in.
We got the STF. That's our federation here. The STF. It's kind of funny. It's made
What?
that.
No. We're not letting him in now. Are we letting him in?
Sportskeeda Trivia Federation, and we got a run in. We got a run. The champ is here.
Hang on. I believe that is the longest reigning ever Sportskeeda Wrestling Trivia Champion. Jeremy, please announce me accordingly.
Ooh, the longest undisputed champion of STF. The longest reigning, if you look at the Wikipedia page that doesn't exist, Mr. Rick Ucchino.
It'll exist. It'll exist one day.
Yeah, you see this? You see this?
Once reign reaches 500 days.
I know. It's ridiculous. I like that we're looking at each other like we're
the winner between Sid and Kev gets to face Rick Ucchino next month before the pay-per-view of October. And
Sid, I just want to say I'm looking forward to facing you.
I appreciate you.
Yeah,
that's gonna be good in front of before Sweet Saudi Money 6. I can't wait. It's gonna be good times.
Oh, Kev, I didn't see you up there. Hey, how's it going, man?
Oh, wow, no selling. The guy he defeated at SummerSlam.
Soundly.
Soundly.
Kevin, were there any pay-per-views that you watched today that you're going to completely forget about on this episode of the game show?
Well, I went to Extreme Rules. So if they asked me about Extreme Rules, am I going to mess up a question about a show I physically was president?
Oh, that was, yeah.
If you don't know, go watch our SummerSlam one. They did a question about a SummerSlam I watched that day.
2 of them.
and I completely botched it.
2 questions about the show you watched that day, and you missed both of them.
Yikes. Hey, Dro, ask that question again in the chat. We did not ask. So ask that one you want to ask to answer here real quick.
Flew past this. I don't have the chat up in front of me because I don't want to.
I can't read any.
These guys can't have the chat in front because they're answering the questions. So basically, if we get a no answer, you only get one shot at it. If you get it wrong, we default to the other guy. And if you get it right, you get a point. And the winner at the end of 25 questions is going to be your champion.
I will put the over/under on Sid winning by round 3.
Here's the thing, Rick.
This has gone to 5 rounds every time.
Rick, you were not scheduled to be here today. Okay.
No, I'm actually getting ready to drive up to Columbus for Extreme Rules right now. I just wanted to come in and wish everybody luck, especially.
Yeah. And are you joining us tonight for the Extreme Rules post show too, Rick? Cool.
I will indeed. I will.
The fix is in before we even started.
I am a right down the middle, Commissioner. I do not pick sides. I am.
Now, Sid, now I beat Kev so badly the last time that he whined to the commissioner to get the rules changed. So you know, when you
I wanted this in line with standard trivia protocol.
You can no longer
none of these
chime in.
nasty, natty tricks that you try and pull.
You can longer chime in when you know the answer. You have to wait until Kevin also has a chance to figure out the answer and buzz in.
We got people smack talking the champ in the chat too. Rick, your Bengals are going to lose.
Oh, yeah.
They did lose to my Bears. So, look at Rick. Look at Rick stealing a banner on there.
What? Oh,
I put your Twitter up there.
Oh, Kev did it. I thought Rick.
Look at that.
I thought the champ did that.
No, I literally cannot see. Now I can. Okay, who's shit talking my Bengals? Where are we at?
Oh, right here.
Of course, it's Ozzy.
Mr. Ozzy. Sid. Oh, that said Sid will be rhetorical. Well, there's another. Rick is just Ozzy's not a Rick fan apparently. He said your Bengals are going to lose, and then he said,
as a champion, what do you think of the categories we're going to do here in a second? We're going to do OG ECW, ECW One Night Stand, Extreme Rules of pay-per-view itself. We got a couple other categories too.
Yeah, we got just random extreme hardcore trivia.
Mm-hmm.
The first round is Extreme Rules pay-per-view questions. ECW One Night Stand in the second round. Random hardcore in the third round. ECW trivia in the fourth round, and WWECW in the fifth and final round.
Now we're getting to a tight little window there.
Yeah.
06 to 2010, 2011.
Drew in the chat, Rock used the rock Roman used the rock bottom on Montez Ford. Yeah, I think that might have been a precursor if you were paying attention to SmackDown. You don't think so?
It was more of a standing Uranagi than it was a rock bottom.
Well, they acknowledged
it. It was Pat McAfee who called it a rock bottom-esque move. So.
Speaking of Pat
Someone's
McAfee,
in his ear telling him to say things.
Speaking of Pat McAfee, did you guys see his entrance to SmackDown this week? He came out to Enter Sandman with a Singapore cane and a cigarette and a beer.
That's awesome, dude.
It's on the Twitter. If you
he
go
has
find
so
it.
much fun. He's such the perfect guy for the role that he's in.
I
have him
love
cutting
his,
promos during commercials. Like he's hitting it out of the park. I've never seen someone come into a broadcasting role in wrestling and run with it. So quickly.
I mean, Michael Cole's even said that it's vitalized his career. So
his cover for the table collapsing last night was perfect.
This is probably my fat ass dance that I just think earlier tonight.
So basically, they probably pulled the pins too soon because Roman was going to slam Tez, because that's why they pulled out that other table. So they probably pulled the pins on it too soon. And Montez didn't know about it. And Pat with a great save on that.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, I'll let you get to it. I got to hop.
Thank you, Rick. Rick will be joining Kev and I on the post show tonight after Extreme Rules. So make sure to tune in. We're going to get our live report from the scene. So make sure to tune in for Kev and I with Rick live on the scene right after the pay-per-view.
I will be listening to this contest intently. Watching.
Well, you gotta see who you gotta prepare for with Crown Jewel, because
competition.
I can't wait for that Crown Jewel trivia. All 4 years of it. That's going to be
Crown Jewel.
I don't know.
That's a good club.
I don't know if we're gonna do Crown Jewel themed trivia.
We'll do something.
That'll put me to sleep. So
it should be Sweet Saudi Money trivia. There's been 5 events. This is the 6th Sweet Saudi Money.
Maybe we do like Halloween Havoc or something like that.
We got the chat is mostly mostly saying Kev's gonna win.
You all don't know SP3
exactly.
Vegas,
it's okay.
I have not checked
right.
Vegas. Maybe if Mike can check Vegas real quick, maybe Mike can let me know what Vegas has got for this match.
I have never met anybody who knows more random wrestling shit off the top of their head than SP3. Like, I'm scared to face SP3. Like,
it's okay.
I'll say that too.
Like
once
the underdog.
Once Sid was coming, I was like, all right, I got something here. Like,
Steven says that Kev's gonna pull a Roman Reigns and stack him. Acknowledge me.
I'll let y'all get to the passion. I got to get to the drive-in. Talk to you later, boys.
All right, Rick. Enjoy it, man. All right, we're gonna get it going here now. Let me get my little fancy dancy little scoreboard up here. All right, the rules are, of course, verbally buzz in, ding, 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 yo, hey, yo, whatever you want to do, whatever you feel. First one in, and of course, our referee Mike is also in the chat, and he will break any ties that I cannot do myself. So, ladies and gentlemen, are you ready?
Oh, yes.
I said, are you ready?
Jeremy, we've been talking for 20 minutes. I'm very ready.
Oh, sorry.
I was born ready. I had to change my name to SP3.
Ready Puller was
God damn it. Question. Question number 1, and play along in the chat if you'd like, because these guys are not do not have the chat pulled up. So question 1. Again, round 1, all Extreme Rules pay-per-view related questions. Question 1. In 2010, Extreme Rules replaced what event on WWE's annual pay-per-view calendar?
SP3.
Sid?
Wait, you mean the month or what was the pay-per-view name?
What
before
event?
it?
What event?
What event? One Night Stand.
Kev,
That's what I was gonna say. So
What-
I'm not going
what
to
event on the annual pay-per-view calendar did Extreme Rules replace?
I'm gonna say
that's what I was asking. But go
yeah,
ahead.
yeah. I was gonna say One Night Stand, and I'm not sure, so I'm not gonna put myself in a position to get
Well,
something
you
wrong.
don't lose points if you don't if you guess wrong. It's not not like Jeopardy in
Sure,
that manner.
I'll say Clash of Champions.
But
Can I
when-
say what would be my answer if you answered my question correctly?
wait, what? Is this question Inception?
It was Backlash.
No, that's not
No?
right either. In 2010, when Extreme Rules became a thing, it replaced Judgment Day on the
Okay.
pay-per-view calendar.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that lines up.
Judgment
That lines
Day.
up. That
That
lines
makes
up.
sense.
So,
That lines up.
looking at the chat, one guy got it right. Look at that. Good job there, Rory Tun. Whoa, if I got that right.
If you guys are watching and playing along, go ahead and share the link to people that enjoy trivia. Like, if
Yeah,
you know someone who
have
loves
them
trivia,
have them
definitely
join
tag them
in.
this.
Yeah, have them join in. And look at Raiju in the chat. I skipped Walking Dead is not on right now. Come on, it's on later. Unless you're catching up like I am. I've been talking to Raiju about it too, by the way. As I've been
It's a
catching
big
up.
night for TV, right? Yeah, it's a huge night for TV.
It is. All right, question 2, gentlemen. We are still at a 0-0 tie. At Extreme Rules in 2018, Dolph Ziggler versus Seth Rollins for the Intercontinental title main evented the pay-per-view in what kind of match?
SP3,
Yes?
30-minute Iron Man match.
Correct! Dolph Ziggler defeated Seth Rollins 5-4 in sudden death overtime in that said Iron Man match. So we got the challenger, the new kid on the block, Sid on the board, 1-0 right here. We go to question number 3. The very first WWE pay-per-view under the Extreme Rules name happened in 2009. Who was featured on the poster for that event?
Kevin, I want to say Sheamus, but I'm going to say Triple H.
Sid?
I don't really care about posters. But
That does not get you trivia points if you
I
don't care
know,
about posters.
I know. I'm gonna say Edge.
Eh.
That was a solid
Rey
guess.
Mysterio.
Yeah,
on that night.
I know Sheamus was on one where it's like all white and it was just like his beard. So
Mhm.
when you brought it up, I just thought of the first Extreme Rules poster I could think of.
I believe
His
that's
eyes are, like,
2010.
super bright.
Rey
What?
Mysterio defeated or lost the Intercontinental title to Chris Jericho in a no holds barred match in 2009. You're right. I think that is 2010 with the Sheamus. There it is. Mike answered it there too. 2010 for Sheamus. So very close. Oh, look at Raiju in the chat. I'm making the stipulation if Kevin wins, he admits AEW is better. If Sid wins, look at this splitting of
What are
the.
you doing? Just making
Tribalism.
steps?
That's
You gotta-
tribalism.
you just-
tribalism crap.
You just enjoy wrestling. Yeah.
Wrestling is better. How about that?
Yeah. All right. We are we got a double up here from
Okay.
we got a double up.
A nearby does.
And Nirbon says +1. All right, gentlemen, we are now at 1-0 here. Going into question number 4. Under the WWE banner, there have been 13 Extreme Rules pay-per-views, but how many of them have been brand specific?
That is a hard question.
That is SP3.
Sid?
One?
Correct. They have all been interpromotional except for 2017, which was a Raw branded event. Samoa Joe won a fatal 5-way match in the main event to earn a title shot against Brock Lesnar at Great Balls of Fire. Yeah, how about that? That was the crappiest name for a pay-per-view, but actually turned out to be a good pay-per-view.
Joe and Lesnar.
I remember when Roman fake turned heel by trying to kill Braun Strowman.
That was Samoa Joe and Lesnar, right? In the main?
Yeah.
On that?
Yeah.
That was a fun.
Nobody in the chat was able to get that one right. We had a 0 and a 3 and a 4, but nobody able to guess 1. So yeah, play along in the chat. Also share. Give us some thumbs up. Give us some emotes. Give us the emojis on the old Facebook if you're watching on there.
You mean the same chat that said I was going to lose, right?
Oh, well,
get that heat.
Sid,
Get that heat. Sid.
There have been many that have been cocky with a lead and lose that lead rather quickly. There are still 21 more questions to go.
They say I'm cocky, and I said, what? It ain't bragging if you do it and you back it up.
Okay, Kid Rock. Okay, Kid Rock. All right. We are now at a 2-0 score, and we are now at the end
My
of the
name is Sid. Sid Rock. That's a new name, dude. You got new merch. You got
Sid
everything.
Rock. He is no longer SP3.
You're gonna walk into the next trivia thing with a big fur coat on, like him walking into Woodstock '99.
He is no longer SP3. He is now Sid Rock. Kev, there's some support for you in the chat. Come on, buddy. Step it up.
I love that popped you right away. Like, right away. All right,
Like Sid Rock.
Knock it
Sid
off.
Rock.
We're
That's
having
gonna
fun
stick.
here. We're having fun.
Sid Rock's gonna stick, I think. Question number 5. Since 2009, only one Extreme Rules event has had a unique name. Wasn't simply called WWE Extreme Rules. What was it called?
SP3.
Oh boy, Mike in the chat, our referee, our social media manager, Mike in the chat. I heard and I saw and things out of the corner of my eye. Who rang in first, Mike?
Who did it, Mike?
Mike, wait for Mike.
If I keep posing like this,
Rick,
I'm gonna give myself a hernia.
Rick says Sid, but I don't know if he's biased or not. I saw Kevin move as I was asking, and then SP3 rang in, says Rick.
I waited for you to finish the question.
Mike is going back to the tape.
Okay, back to the tape.
Somebody else in the chat says Sid Rock. Another one says Kev. So now I don't know who's being who is.
Well, this biased chat.
Yeah, who's being biased?
Yeah,
I don't know who's. I don't know who's being biased in this. So our referee is currently looking at the tape, and for the crowd at home, the question while Mike is looking at the tape,
going into the tent. He's going into the tent.
He's going into the tent. You got to show the replays.
After further review.
After further review,
he
has to like click the thing on the side. Mike that turns it on.
The person that buzzed in first was Sid. Once again for the crowd at home after that review. Since 2009, only one Extreme Rules event has had a unique name. It wasn't simply called WWE Extreme Rules. What was it called, Sid?
The horror show at Extreme Rules.
Correct. It happened at the Performance Center in 2020. The horror show at Extreme Rules.
And in a swamp.
We have
It did.
We have whoops, that's not it. That's not it. We have that's not it either. I keep trying to hit edit and it puts the banner in. We have reached the end of round 1. Ouch, Kev. Goose egg on round 1. Ouch.
I'm having fun. Are people enjoying
Sid's throwing up his 3Ds, putting Kev through a table in the first round.
If you don't know, now you know.
And it was a horror show. Yeah, I can't remember if that was a good show or not. I don't remember.
It was all right, except for a guy's eye popping out.
Sid Rock is taking off in the chat. It's that's your new name now. SP3 has been retired.
There's worse names you could get.
A Nirbon saying Mike's taking side. Wow, he's already Nirbon saying crooked referee. Whoa!
I love how everyone's like pointing in every direction about who's crooked.
Rick
Hey,
Ucchino.
I'm just saying. He did say I was supposed to be at Tony Khan's jacuzzi. I did take his money. I slid it to the ref. So I do my due diligence beforehand.
Big checks, Tony. Yeah.
Champ in the chat saying stick a fork in Kev. He's done. Round 2, baby. As our referee says in the chat, one night stand related trivia. There were 2 events, so we're gonna get the next 5 questions out of one night stand. Here we go with round number 2. Question 6. There were 2 ECW one night stand events in WWE, 2005 and 2006. How many WWE one night stand events were there in the years that followed?
Kevin.
SP3.
Kevin first.
It's Sid. Sid got it first.
No, that was you. That was you.
Oh, all right.
I heard Kevin first.
All right. I'm gonna say 3.
Sid?
2.
Correct. ECW one night stand happened in 05 and 06, and WWE one night stand happened in 07 and 08, and then it morphed into Extreme Rules as we see it today.
Yeah. One of them was weird and had like Kane on the poster. I don't know why I recall that.
Wow.
2008, I think you're thinking, yeah.
Kev needs to pick it up a little bit. 4-0. We got support for you in the chat. Thomas Belair,
Thanks,
Mad
Tommy.
Dog. He's waiting for Mad Dog to come out.
Yeah, like the dogs, like the Browns. I'm the Cleveland Browns right now.
If Kevin loses, he's going back to Home Alone. I don't know what that means, but maybe. Yeah, there you go. Anirban in the chat. What's happening, Kev? What's happening?
What's happening?
Raiju,
happening, ladies and gentlemen?
Kevin's getting butchered. It's a squash match.
Okay.
Oh,
Thank you.
come on, Kev. Let's make it we've gone to round 5 every trivia. It's gone to the final round. But
Okay. We're playing all the questions no matter what.
we are. Yeah, we are. We are playing all 25.
That'd be weird if we just didn't do it because I'm getting my ass kicked. You know what I mean?
No, Mike did a great job of writing these questions, and we got some good ones.
Play along,
We have
play along.
some great categories coming up. So, here we go. Question number 7. For ECW One Night Stand in 2006, how did Rob Van Dam earn his shot at John Cena's WWE Championship?
SP3.
Oh my God! All right, referee, we need another one there. Everybody coming in, or they both came in at once. This is a tough one. I saw Kevin motioning as I'm reading, and then they both talked at once. It sounded like Kev.
I'm making juddery. Maybe my movements are too like aggressive. So
Yeah.
like that throws off the whole game. It's me just
Get-
going,
so many close calls here. Let's see if Mike in the chat can give us who rang in first there.
This was a wild time in
Right,
wrestling.
you. I think give it to Kevin out of pity. Mike with the final call. Kevin. So once again, for the fans at home, how did Rob Van Dam earn his shot at John Cena's WWE Championship in 06?
He won the Money in the Bank at WrestleMania 22.
Correct. We got Kevin on the board, baby.
I was at that show. People in that WrestleMania thought it wasn't a great WrestleMania, but time has proven that it is. It is one of those shows you can go back and watch, and it has a lot of really fun, ridiculous things on it. Boogeyman's on it. That's just weird, right? But there's just some awesome stuff on that show. That Money in the Bank match is really cool. The Shawn Michaels, Vince McMahon, like hardcore match is just ridiculous. And I will never, ever forget. I have it literally burned into my mind where I was in the Allstate Arena watching Mick Foley get put through a flaming table by Edge. It is
that spot was so cool. That's
awesome.
still, you still, WWE will still show that still shot or that replay like all the time. You might even see it tonight for, because
it's one of the best hardcore matches they've ever done.
It was an iconic.
Using the gimmicks and everything in the match to get something special out of it. You want to watch a cool hardcore match before tonight? Go watch that one.
Yeah, everybody in the chat just feeling sorry for Kev because he was down 4-0, but now it is 4-1. We may have a battle. We may have a battle now. He is down.
I got my pity point, right, Sid?
He has popped his cherry. He has broken the ice. Kev is now on the scoreboard, 4-1. All right.
If everyone's having fun, that's all that matters.
Hell yeah.
Absolutely.
Always have fun on these trivia shows. And thank you for joining them. We'll get into some more things here after round 2. But first, let's keep going on round 2. Again, this is ECW One Night Stand trivia. And here we go. Question 8. The very match at an ECW One Night Stand was a singles match involving 2 former tag team partners. Which match was that? At ECW One Night Stand, there was a match featuring 2 former ECW tag team partners. What was that match?
At the first One Night Stand?
Yeah. At ECW One Night Stand, there was a singles match involving 2 former tag team partners.
SP3.
Sid.
I'm pretty sure they were tag team partners in ECW, so I'm going to say Chris Benoit and Eddie Guerrero.
Incorrect. Kev.
Sid,
This is
that's
a-
what
this
that's
is a
what I
good
was thinking,
question.
but I wasn't for sure about that. I was
This
thinking
is
I was
a-
thinking that match, but I wasn't for sure on that one.
This is a good question.
I'm gonna
is.
say Psychosis and Rey Mysterio because I know I think they had a match on there as
Yeah.
well, but I don't know if they were the tag team partners.
Mike is clarifying they were not ECW tag team partners, just tag team partners in general. So if that changes anything, but you're
No.
going with Ray and Psychosis.
Yeah, and I know that's not right.
The Thrill Seekers, Chris Jericho versus Lance Storm.
Oh man,
They were not tag team partners in ECW.
No, they were.
No, they're not.
They were tag team partners when they started their careers.
Yeah,
But,
Mike said.
but
Mike
not
said.
in ECW.
Mike said not in. Yeah, Mike said they were not ECW tag team partners.
Oh,
so.
you should have said tag team partners. I would have said the
That's a
Thrill
tough
Seekers.
question,
That's
Sid.
a tough. And Eddie,
Yeah.
Eddie and Chris were tag team partners as well. So
Yeah.
come on.
Hey,
Come
I'm
on,
not.
Mike.
I'm not
Come
the.
on,
I'm not
Mike.
the referee here.
Come
Hey,
on,
sometimes you put that weight on the bar, you just can't get it
Come
up,
on,
right?
come on,
I'm just,
come on, Mike.
it's fine,
Come
man.
on.
I'm just the commissioner here. I'm just.
Check the record. Check the record books as well. I'm pretty sure Chris Benoit and Eddie Guerrero were tag team partners in the original ECW before they both got signed to WCW. I am gonna die on this hill right now because that's ridiculous. Check the record books, and I want my point. But go ahead.
Raiju says the winner gets Kenny Bolin. I want to see
Already-
Kenny Bolin versus Rick Ucchino just because
That's
how much-
a match.
how much crap talk Kenny
Sid,
does.
maybe wait for your title shot and let that one go.
I'll take the winner.
Yeah. So Mike is clarifying. Sid put the heat on me, but the question was written. The very first match in ECW One Night Stand was a singles match involving what former tag partners?
It's true.
Okay. That's better the way he just said it. Then I would have known the very first match was that match.
Sid,
but-
I think it's assumptive of both of us to think that it's just they were tag team partners in ECW. Like,
Yeah.
and you're thinking that because it's an ECW driven show, but it's very
Yeah.
specifically worded. So I completely understand what Mike, our wonderful trivia master, was doing there. I get
Paul in
it.
the chat says Sid needs a baba. Or does he need a ba with a ba? Because he's
Seriously,
Sid
Paul.
Rock.
Seriously,
His name
Paul,
is
they got websites where you could get better jokes. Come on, man. They got websites. You really got them stale jokes, man. It's like WWE's writing your jokes, brother. But guys,
Oh, Pratik in the chat. Kenny Bolin versus Vince Russo. How fun would that be? To I would love host a chat. I would love to host a celebrity trivia battle with Kenny and Vince. That would be so fun. We'll maybe get Dutch in there too, man.
three-way dance.
Man. Oh God. And Vince Russo beats Kenny Bolin. Do you think he would? I don't know.
It's trivia though, too, right? Trivia is a hard thing to pull off, you know.
And was this the guy? Yeah, the guy that called out Sid called you, gave you props for a good burn right there.
It's all
Yeah,
good.
cool.
Gave you your
all,
props. All right.
fun, all fun here.
We are now at question 9 in the second round. Here we go. At ECW One Night Stand 2006, who had the famous line to JBL, the only reason you were champion for a year was because Triple H didn't want to work Tuesdays?
SP3,
Sid.
Paul Heyman.
Correct. That was so good too.
That was a great line. That was a great line.
He didn't want to.
Did he do like big promos on both those shows? Didn't he like big like rah rah promos on like both of them? I think
JBL?
No, Paul Heyman.
Paul Heyman, I think, kicked off 06. I think
he did one on 05 too. He did one on 05.
Yeah, the 05 one is
the first one
where the
first
JBL line came from.
Yeah.
Okay.
But he kicked off the very first one in 05. Was it 05 and 06?
05 and 06.
Yeah.
And then in 06 that relaunches the brand.
I don't know why I was thinking 06, 07 just now. But yeah, the JBL was like in the crowd and people were chanting F you JBL and all fun things at him. Oh my god. I want to go back and watch that now. 5-1 as we end up at the very last question of round 2. Here we go. Question number 10. At ECW One Night Stand in 2006, Tommy Dreamer, Terry Funk, and Beulah teamed up to face the team of Edge, Lita, and who?
SP3.
You got it,
Sid.
Mick Foley.
Correct. Just 2 months earlier, Foley and Edge had their classic match at WrestleMania 22, but Foley joined Edge and Lita to take on Dreamer, Beulah, and Funk. You egg sucking dog. You egg sucking dog.
Have you heard Terry Funk's dance rock album from Japan?
No.
Oh wow, really?
I will, when the show is done, I will post it in the comments and go in there because I don't want to see people answering questions.
Yeah.
But it is a delightfully entertaining album because the music on it is really good. And Jimmy Hart like sings one song with him, but it's just ridiculous. Like they kind of like talk, sing, like all those like celebrity albums are, right?
Yeah.
But the songs are so ridiculous. It's entertaining. Like it's so bad it's good type stuff. But the music is really like well done. And then Terry Funk's just talking in it. It's like an odd thing, you know? It's like when you see a good documentary about somebody who's like uncooperative or something like that. But then there's other stuff where like Terry's giving it a real go. You know, it's like sometimes like you get to hear someone sing decent karaoke. It's like pretty cool.
Wow.
Look it up. It's pretty cool. Great Texan, I think is what it's called.
We are now through 2 rounds of trivia. Sid with a commanding lead 6-1. Make sure you engage with Joe. Share this with your friends so they can play along in the chat. And enjoy a lot of the other things that we have going on. Of course, we got Legions of Raw on Monday with Chris Featherstone and Vince Russo. Bro. Wednesdays we've got the debrief with Sid and Rico after Dynamite airs.
Jose.
Jose, what did I say? Oh, I said Sid.
You said me.
Jeez, so many people in this room.
They only got me on 1 day a week. I'm still trying to politic my way into another day, trying to get a seat at the inside cradle or someplace they can get
this ass whooping. This ass whooping you're delivering might get you there.
Yeah.
Jose and Rico with the debrief on Wednesdays after Dynamite, and then you've got Smack Talk with that guy up there. Oh, I was reversed. That guy right there, Sid, Rick Ucchino, your STF champion, and Dutch Mantel on Fridays. And then you got Kev and Jose and myself on Top Story every weekday around the 5:30 Central hour. So all those things to tune in, engage with us, share.
Just put your notifications on. You'll catch a lot of our stuff. Also, if you can't watch it, we're dropping everything, a lot of our shows, almost all of them, in the podcast feed as well. So you get the podcast if you just want to listen to it as well.
The loser, Anirban says the loser has to sing Shawn Michaels' theme and dance to it on their Twitter profile. Ooh,
I would just do that.
I would just do it off of GP.
Yeah, that doesn't sound like a. That doesn't sound like
the worst punishment.
No.
That doesn't.
You want a real punishment?
It sounds like a good.
What? You have to sing Bree mode.
Boy, go.
Lyrics to Bree mode?
Yes.
No, it's just those sound effects.
It's just that.
All right. 6-1 right now as we head into round number 3. Question number 11. Here we go. This is the random hardcore section of trivia. This is just going to be any kind of random hardcore. So strap in, get prepared. Here we go. Question 11. WCW had a hardcore champion of their own from 1999 until the company folded in 2001. Who was the very first hardcore champion for WCW?
Kevin.
Kev?
I'm going to say Fit Finley. I know he held it, but I don't know if he's the first one.
Sid?
I have 2 names bouncing in my head, but I'm going to go with Brian Knobbs.
I'll give you a hit.
Norman Smiley. The big
Norman
wiggle.
Smiley. Hey, look at
The
this.
big wiggle.
Look at this. Norman Smiley defeated Brian Knobs in the finals of the tournament to crown the first ever WCW
I knew
Hardcore
he
champion.
was another guy who won it too.
Yeah. Smiley held it for 51 days before losing it to Brian Knobs. We had Raven in the chat, but we got a few people that knew that Smiley was in there. So pretty good.
To be fair, they have Google opened up, and that's why they,
Stephen Hall in chat, random hardcore trivia, none of Sunny sex. Will you stop?
Will you stop?
I had to get my gorilla.
Will you stop?
I had to figure.
What?
Will you stop?
What are you talking about?
God, I miss Gorilla and Bobby. Man,
That's
the
my
best.
uncle.
Question number 12.
I'm being serious by
Who?
by connection. My wife's uncle is Gorilla Monsoon.
Really?
Oh, wow, I never
Yeah,
knew
Did
that.
not know that.
Yeah,
That's awesome, man. You ever get some cool Gorilla Monsoon stories?
I do from her, and then I get some. I need to get more from the family, but from her,
I understand he
mostly.
loved playing cards. He was a big fan of
Yes.
gambling and poker, and he loved playing cards. And he would like bet on anything. I've heard that story from a couple of people.
My wife gives me good stories about being backstage at WWE because of Gorilla and some of the people being not so nice to her. So it's always fun.
Wow. All right, kids. We are now 6-1 still with Sid in the lead. We are now in the random hardcore section of trivia. And we are now here at question number 12. Who holds the record for the most hardcore championships in WWF history?
SP3.
Sid?
Raven.
Correct. Raven
How many?
held the title 27 times.
Oh yeah, they had those like random 24/7 rules, right?
Yep. And in second place, bonus trivia, second place, Crash Holly with 22 reigns as champion.
Didn't like Crash Holly win it like 3 times in a night or something like that? Something ridiculous.
Yeah, I think like WrestleMania 2000.
Yeah, when they were like the match like never ended, they were just running
Yeah.
around the whole time doing it.
Yeah.
And then I remember the time, what was it him that pinned Gerald Briscoe with a finger while he was sleeping?
Great stuff.
Oh
My
God.
favorite one is the theme park that they went to. I forgot the name of it, but when they went to the theme park, that was my favorite one.
All right. 7-1 Sid. It's a runaway, just like Ruby Soho. Question number 13. This is a long one. Strap in. Name this wrestler. This world-traveled hardcore legend is undefeated in death matches in 195 countries. He has never lost to Mick Foley or Terry Funk. He has never lost at the ECW arena. He is undefeated in hardcore matches in ECW, WCW, FMW, CZW, XPW, WWF, and in New Japan Pro Wrestling. He is the only man in history to hold both the GCW and Internet Championships.
That's a hard question.
Oh man, I'm
Kevin.
so done. Good.
Kev?
Onita? Because you bringing up death matches and FMW, but I know that's not right. Once you brought up GCW, I was like, that doesn't connect, you know? Yeah.
I'm so done with this question.
This is kind of
But I because of the last part of the question, you have to listen to everything, and because of the last part of the question, I'm gonna say Matt Cardona, aka Zack Ryder.
correct.
I was
Matt
dying laughing.
Cardona is the king of the death match at 1-0, and he has officially retired from death matches, meaning he has not been defeated in any of those arenas. And he is the
Sid,
first
did you
one.
catch any of his deathmatch stuff he did in GCW? I caught clips and stuff of it.
I saw
It was
the
a good
match
match.
with Nick Gage. It was
Yeah, I
really
watched
good.
the pay-per-view. I was watching the pay-per-view live.
Me too.
And now he holds neither title because Moxley came back and as a druid with G Raver.
Yeah.
The bunch of druids came out and one stayed, and it was just the perfect thing because it was when Cardona made his GCW debut
He did the same thing, and like he
acted like he was Moxley. Yep.
Yeah.
And so then and then all of a sudden they just had an impromptu title because the main event was going to be for the GCW World Title, and Cardona picked his opponent. It was Frank the Clown, And so then Mox came out, and then after an 11-year or whatever reign, Matt Cardona lost
3,711 days.
Matt Cardona lost his internet championship this weekend to Effie. He's been talking smack with Effie on the Twitter for a long time, and then lost his internet title this weekend to him. And now he has printed up shirts.
He won the internet a long time ago.
And now Cardona has shirts printed that are called "Get the Effie Out" with the with the WWF
That's
F,
so clever, dude.
and then
That's so
Effie.
clever.
Yeah, get the Effie out. But 8-1. Sid running away with it. Let's go right into question number 14. Mick Foley introduced the 24/7 championship on Raw in 2019. Who was the first champion?
SP3.
Sid?
Titus O'Neil.
Worldwide. Correct. Titus O'Neil immediately lost the title to Robert Roode on the spot, basically.
Yes, he did.
And I am still waiting. I am waiting for R-Truth to have 247 reigns with that title, and then they retire it when he hits.
I think they can do. There's so many more things they can do with the 24/7 title that they haven't done yet. Like, it is something that opens itself up to do some really creative things with.
Yeah.
I don't mind that it's the comedy thing, and it's just little short segments. I don't mind it because it's perfect filler stuff. But then everyone just doesn't take it seriously.
Yeah,
and then but I think there's a way you could do it seriously though too. That would be.
I cannot believe
cool
Wikipedia actually has a listing of all 24/7 champions. There's 140.
It's the title. It's designed for semantics.
There's a
like deep dive thing.
There's 100. Reggie is the 146th title holder of that belt.
Isn't he like one of the longest reigning?
I think he
as
is.
Well?
Like,
The longest.
He's never been pinned for it. Like
Rob Gronkowski.
Oh, he is just past Reggie. Just past Rob Gronkowski.
Look at that. Look at that.
There you
Congrats,
go.
Reggie.
Because Gronk was at
Reggie.
68 days, and Reggie's now just past that. And then total reigns, of course, R-Truth has got 52 right now.
He's got He's gonna win a lot more to do the thing that you want.
I mean, I know the second most. Bonus trivia question: who has the second most 24/7 title reigns right now?
I'm gonna say Drake Maverick.
No.
Akira Tozawa.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
With okay, so Truth has 52 reigns. Tozawa has 10.
Ridiculous.
Oh,
You don't even really you don't remember anyone winning. I mean, you remember people winning it, but it's not like it's the goofiness of it, like the running around and everything.
Oh, the only blowout loss I thought I would see today was the Jaguars. Of course, Mike is a Jaguars fan, so he's just calling out his own team. my boy Justin Fields making his first start for the Bears today, right now, making his first NFL start against the
Giants or
Browns.
Jets. What are you, Sid?
I am neither. I am my own fantasy football team. That's the only football team I care about. The True Heels.
The True Heels. How's your fantasy team doing?
I'm 1-1. Hopefully, you're gonna get back on the above 500 range today.
I just enjoy the pick'ems. I don't enjoy fantasy. It just seems like a lot of work to me.
Nisha Dally in the chat saying Jeff Hardy almost became 24/7. Then the outrage of why the hell is he out there? And look where he is at. He's got a U.S. title shot tonight.
There you go.
It led to us saying why is he out there? And now
Nerd rage.
Now we got a point. Raiju asking if Kev got a point for that. No,
No,
unfortunately, he didn't.
I should have.
As The Rock says, it doesn't matter. But
what is Raiju doing in the chat and not working on getting me another day on Sportskeeda Wrestling YouTube? Just saying. Just saying.
All right, kids, 9-1. It's time to wrap up the random hardcore trivia portion of the show here. Round 3, question 15. Who was Mick Foley wrestling when he lost his ear?
Kevin.
SP3.
Kev is in first.
It was. I want to say Bam Bam Bigelow. I don't think it's right. No,
SP3.
It was Vader in Germany in 1994.
Yeah,
Vader time.
I could see like a big dude, like it was just like where you, and also this whole game is driven by getting buzzing in first, right?
Yeah.
And so I was so focused on buzzing in first, and if I let a little bit more blood get to my brain, I think I would have said Vader, and it was like right there, and then I said Bam Bam like an idiot.
So we have 10 questions left. That means Kev has to run the table to win this trivia battle. 10-1 right now as we are entering round 4. Round 4.
Give me both sides. Give me the double buy. Give me the double buy, Sid. Do you don't just do a single buy. There you go. Okay, you work for the arm. Show him off.
He works hard for the money.
So hard for
the money. Round 4 is ECW, the Land of Extreme, original ECW trivia. And away we go with question number 16. ECW's first pay-per-view was in 1997 with Barely Legal. What was the main event?
Kevin.
Kev?
Terry Funk versus Sabu. I know Terry Funk's in that main event, though.
Sid?
Terry Funk versus Raven for the ECW World Championship.
There you go.
Correct. Right before the match, Funk won a 3-way dance with Sandman and Stevie Richards to earn a shot at Raven immediately afterwards. Kev almost got it. Almost.
So Raju, Anarbom, you can watch the rest of this trivia, but I am requesting, due to this victory, that I have another day on SK Wrestling YouTube channel. So you can work on that. You can work on that while we do the rest of this trivia.
Raju saying that's the only answer he knew. I don't know if it was.
These are hard questions. Give it up for Mike. He wrote a really tough thing here.
Some good questions here. All right, here we go. Question number 17. Who holds the record for the most ECW World Championships?
SP3.
Sid?
So this is the ECW promotion, not anything else. So I'm going to go with Sandman.
Correct. Sandman is the only man to win the ECW championship 5 times, has a combined total reign of 446 days.
Sandman going to be doing an appearance for AAW coming up here October 1st.
Nice.
In Chicago. Get your
this
tickets aawpro.com.
This guy's over there.
Yeah.
Well, that's you had a big show with some great talent there as well. The last one of the I think it was Labor Day weekend, wasn't it? You had Raju, Ace Austin.
Yeah, tons of stuff. So
lots of guys there.
aawpro.com. You can subscribe to our on-demand library, AAW On Demand, and you can hear me and see me on the show AAW Live. I'm their backstage interviewer, getting all the scoops.
Scoop ski potatoes.
Yeah,
The
people yelling
scoopster.
at cameras. I'm present when that happens. It's fun.
I'm gonna have to take a trip one of these days. Go backstage.
Absolutely.
And say,
if you guys
"What's
want
up?"
like really fun, over the top, like if you want wrestling that feels like ECW, AAW is probably the closest, I think, to that in terms of like spirit and style. And we just had an incredible main event with Fred Yehai and Josh Alexander to check out. The Sid Rock Show with Pam Anderson. I'll pitch it tomorrow.
Man, what would that be? Would that be our first variety show that's not wrestling? It'd be like Tuesday Night Titans.
Yeah.
This is what I'm here for. This is what I'm here
Sid's
for.
gonna
I'm
do
doing
his
like a
own
talk
version
show.
of
Sid, you host. Let me be the Ed McMahon. I'll just say you are correct.
Sid'll be
I'll
doing
be your
his-
Andy Richter. I'll be your Andy Richter.
Sid'll be doing his version of Stand Back, like Vince McMahon. He's gonna dance. He's gonna wear the same suit. It's gonna. If you do not know
Or
what
he
that,
was dancing like this. He was like, stand back.
if you have no idea what we're talking about, Google Stand Back Vince McMahon. You will not be disappointed. Question 18. It's a runaway here. It's actually official. It's on lock now. Sid is the #1 contender to Rick Ucchino.
Go get him, Sid. Go get him.
But we are going to finish the show with these final 8 questions. I'm surprised Steve Blackman, being the most dominant hardcore champion, didn't have the most title reigns. Yeah.
Confusion there because people are just flipping thinking ECW title and hardcore title.
True.
Yeah. And if anybody is still watching that thought that Kev was going to beat me, I want apologies in the live chat so we can feature that on screen.
Ooh.
I want each and every one of you, especially
the
you,
indignant,
Paul,
response.
Because I understand if you didn't know my credentials, but I literally said it at the top of the show. I've been on Quizlemania.
Yeah.
I've been on Quizlemania. Do you think
How'd you do on Quizlemania when you were on?
I ain't win, but at least, but do you think I would be there? You think I ain't be if I would be there if I didn't know anything about wrestling?
Yeah.
Come on.
Also, your speed, dude. Your speed is like that. Like you get the speed. Like you know, there's some of these questions I know the answer to, but it's like, can you get it as quickly as you can? Yeah. That's a part of competition and trivia that I don't think people remember. You know, no. So like I know I don't have the speed. I know a lot of these answers, but boom, all right, got me. All right, there we go. You know, I just got to move on to the next one.
I think this was a guy that was pro Kev in the chat, Paul.
Oh, thanks, Paul.
Thank you, Paul. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. That it takes a big man to say that you were wrong. I appreciate that.
Steve apologizes for absolutely nothing.
Well, Steve, you could keep being wrong. I hope you didn't.
He went the Conor McGregor route. To everyone I offended and bothered, I apologize for absolutely nothing.
Who the fook is it? Who the fook is this guy?
Who the fook?
Sid Rock will Rick show up? Well, we'll find out. We'll probably get some words from Rick on our post show tonight, as Rick will pop in live on the scene as Kev and I will be. At this point,
I'm just rooting for you, Sid, to take the title from Rick.
Thank you
for that.
All right, gentlemen,
I'm just honored to be here.
Are you ready for question 18?
Go.
Question 18
in
old school ECW trivia round here. In 2000, one match saw a contracted WWF wrestler defeat a WCW wrestler for the ECW title at an ECW event. What was that match?
SP3.
Sid?
I know the answer. You got it first, Sid.
Taz versus Mike Awesome.
Yeah, it was a really weird situation, right?
Yeah,
really weird situation.
Awesome left for WCW, didn't he? And so in order to get the title off of him, because he was leaving the company, Heyman and Vince worked out a deal to allow Taz, as he was a WWE wrestler at the time, to show up and take the title off of him, and as a way to do it. I don't know if Awesome wanted to. I don't know. There was some kind of stuff going on behind the scenes.
WCW was not happy about that.
Yeah,
they wanted Awesome to come over to ECW with come on WCW television with their title, reportedly, and that wasn't going to happen. And obviously ECW at the time was struggling and had some financial support from WWE, and they were like, no. So it was kind of like, this isn't going to happen. But then what favors did WWE do for ECW when they had Taz on TV as the ECW champion like a week or two later, losing with interference to Triple H. He wasn't like a completely clean victory, but he did lose, and it was on SmackDown.
Yeah.
But the idea was, well, we gave ECW the rub. We put them on national TV, which is true. But then he lost. But then are you going to have him, just have him squash somebody then? Don't have him go up against Triple H. That was one of those things that was like, that whole invasion thing could have been so cool, right?
Yeah,
it was so much fun, and it
ended up going over like a fart in church. It was
it was drawn out, and there was some of it that was fun, but like there was so much about it that could have been so much better than it was.
It should have been more epic than it was.
Yeah, that's always been an issue with WWE, because I do True Rewind on the True Hill Heat YouTube channel, and we're right now talking about Scott Hall coming over to WCW, and they Meltzer and Wrestling Observer said back then that WWF would never do something like that where they pretend an outsider is greater than anybody on theirs, because they could have done that with Ric Flair in 1991, and they didn't choose to do it then. They didn't choose to do it after NWO got success.
They kind of
do it.
They kind of did it with Luger. They kind of did it with
what WCW did, where they made NWO like this overrunning faction, right?
Yeah,
that wouldn't make sense, So it made sense for WCW because they needed to do something to like really upheave everything. So it made sense for them. It wouldn't make sense for WWE to do that. It wouldn't make sense in the long run. So it was kind of like you get the benefit of just being completely away from the major thing that people know, allows you to do it. And you almost see it now with All Elite Wrestling. They can make mistakes that WWE can't make, and they're held to these, like, they're not held to the same standard that WWE is. And so it allows them to, all right, doesn't matter if this match was bad, we have this coming up, whereas with WWE, this one match was bad, the whole show sucks. Like, that's the perception with it, and perceptions create reality. It's an interesting time because we're kind of seeing those same parallels now.
Well, a lot of people judge not just WWE, but just in general. They always judge the whole show by how it ends, which is not really necessarily how you.
I
And
think so
they
too.
do that with AEW as well.
Yeah,
Some people-
just wrestling in general. Yeah,
Some people will tell you Revolution was their worst pay-per-view because of the dud explosion, and that was a great show. But
Yeah.
the dud explosion is what
And that was a
everybody
great show. But no, I remember doing the post show for that. I would say this was a really, really good match. And then they had this dud thing, and then that's
know.
gonna be the only thing that people talk about. And
Yeah.
you feel so bad for the guys that are in there busting their hump because
yeah, and it was
that
amazing. It was like an amazing storytell with Eddie Kingston turning babyface to
Yeah.
protect John, and it was a great story that just led to sparklers. But Craig in the chat wants everyone to acknowledge Sid Rock as your tribal chief.
Sid Rock, dude.
Or
That's a cool-
or as
that-
Mike
Sid,
as Mike
you're gonna
says,
get how quickly you getting a Sid Rock t-shirt made?
right?
get it made ASAP.
Or
Sell it on
as,
the Sportskeeda Wrestling
You need to
channel.
we need to get you like in those like late 90s like split around shades.
The Harlem,
the whole
Harlem
you need that
Badass.
you need that Woodstock 99 Kid Rock
Coat,
look.
the coat.
No shirt, red pants, and like the bowler hat or whatever he was wearing.
I watched that documentary not too long ago. Man, that was
He does
wild.
not look good in that documentary. Kid Rock does not come off looking like a good guy. There's a lot of things in that do not age well. The Woodstock 99 documentary in HBO Max. Go watch it.
Good show.
Yeah.
Bad planning. Good show.
Yeah, very bad planning.
Or Mike and our referee of the chat acknowledged it as the trivia chief.
That's cool. You should go with that, dude. You should go with
trivia
instead of
chief.
troubleshoot. You should go trivia.
Turns out that even after losing, Kev is getting a new show on Sportskeeda. Says right. Drew, I'm not sure what question you're referring to there. We got a lot of chat going on, and thank you for everybody that is in the chat. As we are having a lot of fun, even though it is 12-1.
Yeah.
But we're having fun. It's a Sunday. It's Extreme Rules Day. It is time. It is time for question number 19, kids. Who founded ECW?
Who founded ECW?
Yep. Who?
SP3,
Sid?
Tom Gordon.
Who?
I think his first name is Tom. I know his last name is Gordon. Tom Gordon. I'm gonna say Tom.
Er,
There we go.
You gonna get in here?
Yep.
It's Todd Gordon.
Correct. Todd
There
with
you
one
go.
D. With one
There you
D. How many people have spelled his name
Another
wrong?
bald man with a beard, I believe.
How many people have spelled his name wrong throughout the years? Todd with one D.
Yeah,
Probably.
he had the ECWA.
Because
And-
it was Eastern Championship Wrestling.
It was Eastern Championship Wrestling, and they broke away from the NWA, and they did that big thing where they threw the NWA Championship in the trash.
Was that a franchise Douglas doing that?
That was Shane
Yes.
Douglas who did that. Yeah.
Gordon founded ECW in 1992, then sold it to Paul Heyman in 1995. Pratik in the chat, what is happening, Kev? Well, Kev did get one. He's up to two now.
There you go.
He's
There
up
we
to
go.
two.
Pity points.
Kev needs a wild card.
And it's the speed thing. It's getting the speed right away.
Yeah.
If we had buzzers, maybe they'd be different. If they had like click here buzzers, who knows?
The final question of the original ECW round, question number 20. Who held the ECW television championship for a record 700 days?
Kevin.
SP3.
Kev is in first.
Rob Van Dam.
Correct, man. Rob Van Dam won the title in April of 98. Had to relinquish
Points
it.
that mean nothing at all.
What's that line from Drew Carey? Welcome to the show where points are made up and the rules don't matter, or something like that.
Whose line is it anyway?
Yeah, I love that show. Won the title in April of 98, but had to relinquish it in March of 2000 due to injury. Never
was
even
so
got
sad.
pinned. Never even got pinned for it. Had to relinquish it due to injury.
What was the injury? What did he get hurt? What happened?
His leg, I believe, in a match
Is that
against
what he was
Rhino.
like, still? They were like still trying to do angles with him, and he couldn't have matches, but they would
Yeah.
still have him in the ring doing really physical stuff.
Yeah.
I remember watching him be like, "Why are you getting in the ring, dude?"
Yeah.
I remember being like a kid in high school, like, "You don't have to do this. You don't have to do this, Rob Van Dam. You can go
Have to do this.
Oh, a nearbond in the chat thinks Sid's juicing. Wellness policy
You
violation.
had that Mike? What was that Michael? What is the Michael Jordan? The special something
It's
Yeah.
Lipton tea.
Lipton.
Oh shoot, we might get advertised for that. We might get monetized. They might. Try
Well,
to
every
their
time I take
money.
a drink, you can see the C4 logo.
Yeah.
So, sponsor me, please. Round 5. Here we are.
Sponsored by Tap Water. Yeah.
There you go.
Taproot, a good band, by the way.
Great band.
Friends with the drummer, actually. So great band. Got to meet them a long time ago. Sid is up by a touchdown and a field goal since it's Sunday, 13-3.
I barely scored a field goal.
We got five. We got 5 questions left.
I just got a message from our boss, Raju, and he says he'll genuinely ask this week. So give him some time. So I won't shoot too much anymore on getting more time on this one. Yeah, I'm getting a new show. So I'm glad my performance here made a difference here. So go ahead.
The final round of trivia, the last 5 questions of the afternoon, are going to be WWECW related questions. So here we go right away. Question number 21. Who is the only man in wrestling history to hold both the WWE and ECW titles at the same time?
Kevin.
Kev?
It's Rob Van Dam.
Correct. Rob Van Dam for the
2 in a row with Rob Van Dam. 2 questions in a row where Rob Van Dam's a question.
RVD.
I could have copied and pasted my answer.
Exactly. just keep picking C.
What if I just keep saying? What if I just
Rob Van Dam?
Rob Van Dam?
He's just gonna buzz in with Rob Van Dam as his answer the rest of the show.
At this point, what if I just say Rob Van Dam for every?
Hey, plane ride, man.
I just say Rob Van Dam. Rob Van Dam.
Rob Van Dam. Rob Van Dam. Rob Van Dam.
It's all about the plane ride, man. Question 22.
Like when you were in school, you just wrote down the same answer. You didn't know the answers.
Yeah, the bubble sheet, and he just guessed C for everything.
C.
You just read C.
Because the odds are in your favor if you pick
C.
all the time.
C.
Maybe I can just get a D on this test.
Oh, brother. Where is RVD? He was recently in Impact, left. Him and his wife, Katie Forbes, recently left. He's just doing the indie scene right now. And if you look at some photos, he's living the hot tub life with a lot of beautiful women, too. So he's doing just fine.
He's loving life.
Question 22. Who was the final champion? Who was the final ECW champion in WWE?
SP3.
Sid in first.
Ezekiel Jackson.
Correct.
This is what you call domination.
What is it? No, you know the whole thing? You know the whole thing? Immediately when she said, I was like, he had a cool
That was a banger.
What happened to that guy? That guy just disappeared.
Yeah,
quickly.
he fell off quick. Like he was in WWE and he was supposed to be a big deal on SmackDown. And he was like a heater role for Brian Kendrick for a while. When he did the Brian Kendrick, and Brian Kendrick out of nowhere was like a big deal on SmackDown for just a little bit, and like Zeke was with him, and I think was he in the core? Like they tried to redo
he was.
Yeah.
The core with Wade Barrett. Was it Justin Gabriel?
Heath was in there.
Yep.
Heath coming back too soon, by the way. Finally, so
he's
good
been
to
on
see.
the shelf for a while, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of interesting how they kicked Rhino out of Violent by Design just in time for him to come back. So
I literally called that when they attacked him and took him out of the group. I was like, oh, Heath must be coming back.
Yeah,
he must be coming back.
I'm happy, guys. I'd rather see those two work together than work against each other.
They were a fun tag team.
They were, and the story to get Heath a job was just a tremendous story. Rhino putting his ass on the line, and that was some great storytelling they did there. So
yeah.
All right, Impact. Good on Impact. They've done some like everyone like beat up that brand and said it's done. Like put a fork in it, right, for years and years and years. But even in the pandemic, they really did great stuff.
It's been it was I've said this for 2 years now, probably that it's consistently beat Raw in terms of interesting television. Raw's obviously had a good show this week, but just in general, where Raw was kind of in a lull, I thought Impact was just doing some good stuff, and it was cool. A couple buddy of mine went to last taping, so we can see them in the front row here. They asked me if I could go. They asked me to go to Nashville with them, but I couldn't take time off work, unfortunately.
It's a long drive, right?
Yeah, 10 hours for me.
Yeah,
so.
okay.
They're the cockroach of professional wrestling. They're never gonna die.
It's a good product. I've been I gave them another. I mean, I've been off and on with them for a long time, and I got back on once the Good Brothers and Heath and Brian Myers came on, and it's been a good.
I wonder
product.
how they'll do when they get back on the road. They've waited. They have not gone back on the road yet.
Yeah, it's a smart way to do it. I've been back on them since like 2018. I felt like that was when they really started hitting their stride. It was the Sammy and Eddie Edwards, that accident with the baseball bat, and
that
that
got everyone
storyline
paying attention
that got me to pay attention to them again. And check back on the Sportskeeda Wrestling YouTube channel next month as we do a pay-per-view preview for Bound for Glory.
Oh yeah, I can't wait.
That's in Vegas, right?
Yes.
Yep, Samstown, I think.
Yeah, I think they'll do some cool stuff at that show. I think they're definitely going to do something cool WrestleMania weekend in Texas. I expect it. They haven't alluded to it, but they kind of always want to do something there. In terms of like major televised promotions, Ring of Honor usually does too. I don't expect anything from AEW, but if you were looking for another big destination time where you can go see Impact and a bunch of different stuff, it seems like Texas is going to be really, really fun this year. WWE planning some big stuff there. Germany, you and I were talking about that. That's in terms of wrestling shows you can travel to. This year's WrestleMania, I think it's going to be probably bigger than last year for sure. Yeah,
and I think me and you did a what was it, a Slammiversary preview show or something for them. And yeah, I mean it's a good product, and I mean Deanna and Mickey are going to probably tear the house down for that Knockouts Championship
Christian
match.
and Josh Alexander is going to be a great one.
Alexander's going to be anointed here because he has had a hell of a year. If you paid attention to Impact, Josh Alexander has had just tremendous match after tremendous match.
You're just giving me the alley-oop. Check out my article on Sportskeeda.com. 5 best matches of Josh Alexander's X Division Championship reign just went up.
Option C, baby. I called that on the pod. I called that. Actually, Matt called it. My podcast co-host called it on the podcast about 3 or 4 months ago. But he thought it would be cashed in on Omega, not Christian. So
I did too. I called that with Steven Jensen on the Slammiversary preview here on Sportskeeda Wrestling.
I can't wait. Bound for Glory is gonna be a lot of fun. Let's wrap this baby up. We have 3 questions left. It is 14-4. It is it's going to be Sid taking on Rick Ucchino in the Crown Jewel Showdown next month, and then we're going to get some teams together. I don't know how it's going to shake out, but we're going to do a little Survivor Series.
Finally win with teams.
A little.
You'll be one of my picks. I don't know about the first pick, but one.
Are we doing it like kickball? we got captains.
Screw you, Sid.
Kev's the last guy picked.
I won the first one. I remember the first time we did this. I won. Yeah.
You'll be one of them.
I'm interested to see how the Survivor Series is going to shake out. It's going to be a lot of fun, though. Yeah. We got a lot of capabilities on this that we can do to get people in and out.
How many people can we get in the StreamYard?
I think 10.
10? Okay.
I think the paid thing is 10.
Yeah.
I think.
All right, so then we could do 4 teams of 2.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Or that or 2 teams of 4.
All right.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out.
Let
us know if you guys watch these. Let us know what you want to see, like how you want to see that breakdown.
Yeah, definitely. All right, 3 questions left. Here is question number 23 in the WWE ECW grouping of trivia. In WWE, what was the only ECW championship match to take place at WrestleMania?
Oh,
SP3.
Sid.
Kane versus Chavo Guerrero.
Whew, correct. Nicely done at
I was
WrestleMania.
WrestleMania 23 when they did like the tag match with the originals versus the new breed.
Nope, this is for the ECW title, actually. Chavo Guerrero and Kane. Kane defeated Chavo Guerrero in 11 seconds at WrestleMania 24.
They had a battle royal earlier in the night, right? Wasn't that how it worked out?
Yes, they did on the pre-show. Yep.
Yeah.
2 questions left. Here we go. Number 24. At ECW's infamous December.
To December?
Yeah, it's he typed it December to December, but December to Dismember pay-per-view. At ECW's infamous December to Dismember pay-per-view. A lot of people regarding that as the worst WWE pay-per-view of all time.
Yes.
Who won the Elimination Chamber to claim their first ever ECW title?
Kevin.
SP3.
Kevin in first.
Bobby Lashley.
Correct. Lashley defeated.
I almost said Rob Van Dam. I could have said Rob Van Dam.
Hey. Lashley defeated Big Show, Test, Rob Van Dam, Hardcore Holly, and CM Punk.
And the big story there is that Paul Heyman wanted CM Punk to win the match. and have it relaunch him. And WWE was like, no, we're going to use this to build up Bobby Lashley,
which they never did until 15 years later.
Well, I mean, he did get to do that big, huge billionaire versus billionaire match.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he never was treated
as much as people think that wasn't a big deal. It was. That was huge.
That was the main draw for.
That was the main draw of WrestleMania that year, and he was in that match. So yeah.
It was, you had Trump versus McMahon, big deal there at the time. So we have a huge. It's gonna be huge,
so
huge,
so big.
All right. Final question. It is 15-5. Sid is moving on, but we are answering all the questions here, baby. Final question.
Chat open here at this point. I don't really think we'll turn it on.
Final question. Who is the only man in history to win the WWE, ECW championships and win a Royal Rumble match? Who is the only guy to do all three of those things?
You said ECW, WWE, and win
the Royal Rumble.
That's a tough question.
That is a tough question.
We're ending it out on a biggie.
Wow. I have to actually think now.
Yeah.
I didn't really want to think on these, like, honestly.
Well, Sid, it doesn't really matter at this point.
Yeah, it doesn't, but I do.
But it is a good question. Why don't we break this down together? Because we're,
a little teamwork.
I'm still in your dust here. All right, I get it.
Together here.
All right. So who's one? We can think of who won the Royal Rumbles, right?
Yeah, I think that's the tricky part.
Nobody in the chat has gotten it right, by the way.
Ooh.
This is a tough question.
For those in the chat, who is the only man in history to win the WWE Championship, ECW Championship, and win a Royal Rumble match?
Wasn't Van Dam because he didn't.
Good job on this one, Mike. Good job on this one.
It wasn't Van Dam because he didn't win a Rumble, but he did win both those titles, right, Sid?
Yeah.
Hey, look at me. Come on, Kane.
I know Austin won a lot of Rumbles, but he didn't win a title in ECW. He didn't win a championship.
No.
He cut some great promos though in ECW.
He did.
This is a really good one. I gotta hand it to.
Are we tapping out?
No, I'm still thinking.
Don't tap out. Don't tap out.
You can go through some comments.
Never give up. Comments are all wrong. So
all the people shooting out their answers.
Nobody's got it right yet.
No.
Wow, this is a really good one. Then I have to really hand it to you. Sheesh.
And it's the WWE Championship, not the world title, not the world heavyweight
title.
title.
Oh, I know who it is.
Who?
It's SP3.
Sid?
Vince McMahon.
It was me all along. There you go. Vince wearing his infamous all black sweatshirt gimmick that Matt Cardona imitated at GCW recently. Yes, Vince has won the ECW championship, the WWE championship, and he won a Royal Rumble match.
Because I was going through all the winners of the Royal Rumble. I was like, he didn't win it. He never won. Oh, that's the guy who's
right.
won.
He did win the ECW title to be a real heel.
It was me all along.
Congratulations, Sid. You whooped me good.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I like
now. Here's the thing: you gotta knock Rick down.
You do. This
has
been
the Academy. I like to thank Jeremy, our gracious judge. I like to thank Mike, who came up with the answers that I so eloquently answered correctly. Even the one I got wrong that I still think I deserve credit for, because Chris Benoit and Eddie
just because he wants
to
to win 17-5 instead of 16-5.
Exactly. I got robbed. If anybody got this,
you get robbed or what? What do you got robbed? You
my ass kicking wasn't good enough. My ass kicking wasn't big enough.
I went to win by 12, not 11. I like even numbers, not odd numbers.
This is like Michael Jordan getting mad about it was a blowout.
And I took that personally. I took that personally right there. I
forgot to thank someone else, Sid. You forgot to thank someone else.
I'd like to thank Reju, because he's gonna get me another.
Read the comment.
No,
Who do you
no.
need to thank?
No, not him. I like to thank Rick Ucchino, who's going to get me another show on the Sportskeeda Wrestling YouTube channel. I like to thank Kenny Bolin, who I did the pay-per-view preview with for Extreme Rules.
How much fun you have with Kenny Bolin?
Kenny's
Check
fun.
it out. Check it out. Always fun. Always a good time. I like to thank Dutch Mantel, who I do Smack Talk with every single week. He's going to be on the True Hill Heat YouTube channel this coming Saturday for True Hill Heat 145. Cheap plug. Go subscribe over there. And I like to thank Rick Ucchino because I'm going to whoop his booty
The champ.
in the next trivia.
The
I
champ.
like you, the choice of booty, not ass.
Booty.
Everyone goes to
Booty.
ass. You went
Booty.
to booty.
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 Kevin let you win, says Thomas.
No,
in the
I
chat.
did not. No, I did not. I did not let him win.
Wow.
And Kid Rock. And Kid Rock. Yes.
And
Again,
Kid Rock.
thank you to everybody that joined this. We
The
always have
KID to the SID.
we always have a gigantic amount of fun on these trivia shows. We have, I mean, it's called the STF now. Look at that, Sportskeeda Trivia Federation, and you put the acronym together, and it's a wrestling move. How beautiful is that, kids? STF, the Sportskeeda Trivia Federation. Rick Ucchino is your champion. It's going to take on Sid SP3 prior to Crown Jewel, either the weekend before or the weekend of. Stay tuned to our Sportskeeda channels. Of course, SK Wrestling _ on the Twitter, or Sportskeeda Wrestling on, just search for Sportskeeda Wrestling on Facebook and YouTube as well. We will eventually also be able to go back live on Twitter as well. So make sure to follow SK Wrestling _ as now we have some capabilities to go live there, because they had Periscope originally. Now that has kind of been phased out and now gone into their own little thing. As for myself, I am hosting Lost in the Midcard. Usually drops every Thursday, but we had episode 300 of Lost in the Midcard last week. We did our very first live episode. It was so much fun. We're going to try it again. So search for Lost in the Midcard on the YouTube, and also on any podcast feed, as well as the podcast version will drop on Thursdays. Sid, what do you got going on, man?
Like I said before, you can check me out on the True Hill Heat YouTube channel. Earlier today, we did True Rewind episode 57, review of the first ever 2-hour Nitro with the debut of Scott Hall, as well as WWF Raw coming off the heels of Beware of Dog. And you can check out True Hill Heat 144 that's up on the channel right now with our very special guest, Chris Van Vliet. It was a great conversation, learning from one of the top people in wrestling media. So go over there, True Hill Heat YouTube channel, and subscribe. And you can see me on the Wrestling Daily YouTube channel every single Monday and Wednesday at 3 p.m. Eastern time. So check that out as well. And then here on Sportskeeda Wrestling YouTube channel, you got the Extreme Rules predictions with myself and Kenny Bolin. A great time with Kenny as we previewed the entire show for tonight. So before you watch that, check out our predictions, because I usually beat Kenny in that. And check out Smack Talk every single Friday following SmackDown and Rampage, but this week following SmackDown when we talk about the WWE draft.
You don't stop, Sid. You don't stop.
He doesn't stop, and he still wants another show.
Yeah.
Chris Van Vliet, by the way, great guy. One of the great interviewers of professional wrestling in the business today. He is.
I lost, but can I still do plugs?
I'm gonna get you. I'm getting to you. I'm the bridge. I'm the bridge. But Chris Van Vliet, great, good one. So that's gonna be fun to check that out. Kev, what do you got going on, sir?
Well, you can check me out Top Story. We do that Monday through Friday, right around the 5 p.m. Central Hour. We have obviously all these gentlemen join us on it. It's a revolving tour. A lot of really cool stuff coming up here. Hopefully, we're working on something quite big with a very, very engaging name in the wrestling business. Also, you can check out the upcoming AAW pay-per-view Defining Moment October 1st. They'll be worldwide on fight.tv. I will be on that. And then you can see me on our weekly web series, which periodically we have episodes dropping every few weeks, if not every week, for AAW Alive. Kev should cheese the news show without giving away any details.
Tease. You want to throw? I know a little bit about it. So you want to?
I don't know. I don't want to tease anything if we can't, if we aren't sure yet. But I will say it's going to be really, really cool. I can say it's a really, really great idea with some very, very entertaining people that we're all aware of.
It's a guy that you're going to want to hear some stories from, and current. You want to hear some current.
If you want someone who's been a part of the wrestling business for a long time, who's been a part of it with the biggest players
everywhere,
and
done everything.
yes, and this is going to be I'll confidently say this will be one of the coolest things I get to do in wrestling media, and I'm really, really looking forward to it.
Yeah, I can't wait to check that out. So for Sid and for Kevin, again, Sid is your champion. He's going to face Rick Ucchino for the title at Crown Jewel, and then we're going to have a special team battle at Survivor Series. So once again, thank you guys for tuning in. Come back to us after Extreme Rules. Kevin and I are going to break down that show. Rick Ucchino live from the arena.
I'm going to go take a salt bath for the beating I just took.
Yeah, and Rick Ucchino probably going to give some crap to Kevin for the beating he took as well, and probably throw some smack at Sid. So Sid may want to watch the post show as well. But tune us in right after Extreme Rules. We will be coming at you for that. Again, thank you for tuning into Trivia. We have so much fun doing this. We are glad that you guys come and play along. We will be back at you for Crown Jewel. Until then, enjoy your Sunday afternoon and enjoy Extreme Rules. And also, what else, kids, do they need to enjoy?
Enjoy wrestling.
That's right.
Yeah.
Even if you're not good at trivia.
Yeah.